Hey guys, welcome to whatever we're going to call it. Excuse me. Not quite sure what this is going to be. Basically, I got a couple comments about Farming Simulator, of course, and based on those comments, reading them and watching some of my older videos, I decided to go ahead and play some more Farming Simulator. So, I've got the Titanium Edition. This is for PC. I borrowed it from a friend on the 360, and it was okay, but the visual distance and the limitation on how far you can zoom out and stuff like that really set me back. So I went ahead and got it for the PC, and we're going to start with a career and just play. So it's going to be kind of like a Let's Play. I don't know how long it's going to be, depending upon interactivity between you guys and whatnot. You might get 50 episodes. If there's absolutely no interest in it anymore, then it might be 5. Who knows? But let's go in. I've added a couple. As you can see, I've played a little bit. I played for about 6 hours, then about 8 hours. But I don't. That was only really an hour. So I played for an hour, and then here I didn't play at all, actually. But I did on the Xbox 360. I played for like 2 days. And with this new add-on pack, or the new deal, you get West Bridge Hills, which is the secondary map for the Xbox 360. And I really like it. Now, Spring Hill Valley is really nice, too. But it's just too cramped for my liking. There's too many. The bridges are real narrow. Working your way from field to field is just a jaunt, and it's a lot of work to get to places. As to where in West Bridge everything's pretty open. It's kind of like an offbeat on the first place, but just a little bit nicer. Now, excuse me, man, I got something in my throat. What you're going to see while we're playing this is you're going to see some fast forwarding. Anything that I can fast forward, I'm going to. So don't sweat it. I mean, it's not going to be you watching me plow all day long. Any of the stuff that I can get around, I will. But we're going to, for the first couple episodes, we're going to just play it out and see how it goes. Now, my first goal, of course, is going to be to try and get up enough money to where I can get a mower. As soon as you can get a mower, the sooner the better. I mean, you want one as soon as humanly possible. And I can get one pretty quick, but I'm going to start with this first. So we're going to attach that, and we'll hire a worker to do the grabbing of stuff. And we'll just offload it. So the first thing I want to do is take this guy, grab that, mainly because I don't plan to do any plowing for a while. So we're going to take this up to the shop real quick and sell it. Now you might ask, why bother taking it to the shop? Well, at the beginning of the game, you're not going to get much money. So, at least not until you can start, mowing some fields or doing stuff like that. So, every penny counts. And I'm going to get 20% more by driving this right over here to this shop, which you'll see at the top of the hill. See it right there. So right now I could sell this. Where's the red one? There it is. 8,900 is, wait, that's to buy it. Yeah. I can buy one for 89, but I'm only going to get 44.50 to sell it. So instead of getting 44.50, I'll drive it up here and get 20% more of the original price, not the sale price. So come on, let's drive. First thing we're going to do is drop the drop off the hoe, because I'll get about 10,000 for it. The hoe actually cost more than the tractor did. Figure that out. At least I think it did. Yeah, 12.5. You just park it in that little grid, of course. Yep. So instead of 44, we get 53. It's worth it. And there's another tractor. Oh, in this game I didn't start with it. Figure that out. Oh no, this one. This is it. I guess I did start with it. I thought it was blue, but apparently it's not. Like I said, I've played on this map about 2 or 3 days off and on my Xbox 360. So I don't know the map perfectly, but I know quite a bit about it. I know enough to where I don't need the map up all the time. But as you can see, I'm coming out to the right, and I actually went the wrong way. See, I'm going the wrong way. I was supposed to go north back there instead of to the right. So we'll cut through the field, because I'm heading straight towards, almost straight, that's straight towards my field. You can see my silos and stuff. Now in the Xbox 360 version, you can still see things like vehicles, silos, buildings and stuff way off in the distance, just not as clearly. Like my silos, you really can't tell that they're silos off in the distance like that. I mean, you can see that there's something poking up into the air, but not that clear. How clear you can see my vehicles? The vehicles are off in the distance, but they're blurry. See the long circle around the vehicle? It's about a third of that on the 360. And what I mean by the circle is you've got a circle of vision. See how I drive and more of it eats up on that field and it becomes blur instead of actual field? Yeah, you don't get like it's really limited on the 360. But I mean, that doesn't make it unplayable in any way. If you don't have a computer and all you've got is really nice, you got a 360, then yeah, I highly suggest the game. It's very addictive. You'll read the reviews of people saying, man, it's so boring. Oh, how do you play that game? It's all about how you look at it. It's not even really a simulator. Blah, blah, blah. The people that play this game, generally, they all know this. There we go. It's another 10. So let's go. I mean, we all know that it's not a perfect simulator, that there's no weather affecting your crops. It's summer all year round, even though the ground changes a little bit and whatnot. There's nothing that'll hinder your crop except for wither, things like that. We all know that, but we don't care. The objective of the game is to have fun playing. So, I mean, like me, for a long time, I would have been driving that combine while I was playing. I mean, that's just, what I did. But, I mean, everybody plays it their own way. You can get into the, where, like me, I drove everything. And then over time, that kind of gets, it's not that it's boring. It's that it's very time consuming and there's other things you could be doing. Like what I'm doing, which is the running around and letting the combine unload into the trailer. That's not, I won't say it's enjoyably fun, but it's not miserable, and it works, and you can't hire anybody to do it, so you have to do it yourself. Now, this first field that the first few fields that you do, they're going to be like this, tedious, because you don't have the wider cultivators, and you don't have the wide seeder, and you don't have the wide combine and whatnot, all the things that make the game easier and faster. But that's the fun in doing all this, is that building up portion to get to where you're built up to that point, so that you can sit back and have a big combine start on your field, or not a combine rather, but a cultivator start going along your field. Here, we'll just ride with the combine. You can have a cultivator, hire a worker to cultivate your field, and then right after he starts, after he gets through a few laps, you hire somebody to seed behind him. And then after he's done, or about halfway done, you jump in a tractor and you spray the field. I mean, that's what's fun to me about it. So, hopefully that's what other people like. But you build up. And as you build up, I mean, you get more and more and more out of the game. It will eventually get boring, like it did for me when I played. I mean, I recorded the videos that a lot of you guys watched. Good Lord, it's been like a year ago that I recorded them, and I still, we don't want that. And I still get comments about them, every day, every other day. So, I mean, there's still a lot of new people coming to this game. Now, granted, this is not going to in any way be a tutorial. This is just me playing the game, building up fast so that I can buy a few extra fields, etc., and keep farming. This is not really going to be an instructional deal. If you want to see an instructional, by all means, go back and watch any of my 15 videos that I did early on Farming Simulator 2013, because they all apply today. They all apply to the 360 version, to the PC version, to the titanium add-on, to all of it. The only thing that all that other stuff added was a new map, new vehicles, new, components to use, etc. It's still the same game. And I'll show you one thing that I love so much more about the PC version, is that right there. Being able to set this sucker at harvesting speed for your tractors and stuff that you're pulling along for this purpose. It is not, or I could not figure out at least how to do that on the Xbox version. The 360 version, you use the left stick and you'd go up and down to control your cruise control. And I couldn't figure out, and I looked everywhere, couldn't figure out how to do to cruise at harvesting speed. You were limited to 1, 2, or 3, the normal speeds. There was no harvesting speed. And in this version, the PC version, you've got on the gamepad, it's right button, and then A, B, X, and Y, where I think it's A is cruise speed 1, B is 2, X is 3, and Y is harvesting speed. But I'd have to check the key bindings because I might have them mixed up. I just know that Y is harvesting speed, which is the only one that I care about. It's the only one that I use. We'll figure the other ones out. Let's turn that map off. There we can see more. We'll figure the other ones out when we actually have to do something, like when I start spraying or something like that requires you to be at, like, I think spraying speed 2. You can't go faster than like 15. That's like these combines drive me crazy. He's only doing 6 miles an hour. He can go as high as like 11 and still combine, still get everything. But that's the price you pay for hiring guys to do it. You want to hire somebody, they're going to go slower. And that's like, watch, he'll miss notice how he misses a little bit at the ends. He'll also overlap. Now the PC version is a lot better to getting it perfect. They miss that little bit, but if you'll notice, when I change the view around, he's right on the edge. He's getting as much as he can. On the Xbox version, about an inch on the actual screen, an actual inch, which is maybe a quarter, if not a fifth, of the bar. The cultivation on the front, the cultivating blades, is off to the left, would be off. So it's a lot of blade that's not being used when you hire workers to do it. On the PC version, again, it's a lot better at that. The Xbox version works, but it's, you miss. It causes them to have to make more laps. It's the only downside. But considering that you don't have to do it, I guess there's really, no reason to complain about it. Oh! Yep, I need me some practice on driving. Let him fix himself. See how much he's off now? That's about how bad it is on the Xbox, if not a little worse. Actually, it's usually a little bit worse. Yeah, I bumped him. Won't be the last time either. Got too busy talking, not busy enough paying attention. I should have been zoomed out a little more. But look how far you can zoom out here too. I mean, it's pretty far. The Xbox version, you can barely zoom out far enough to see the back of the trailer. Let's go empty, and I'll show you. Basically, right there is about as far as you can zoom out on the Xbox version. And I mean, that's a pretty significant difference. I mean, from there all the way to there, actually it's still going to there. That's max on the PC. I mean, that's a huge difference. But don't take it wrong. Don't take what I'm saying wrong. I'm not bashing the Xbox 360 version. They did what they could do to bring you this pretty good game on a platform, that it wasn't originally created for. So, and they did a really good job. The controls are awesome. I'm playing with a gamepad on the PC, and when I did all them videos, I played with the keyboard. I'd love to have a steering wheel or something for this, but I just personally can't afford something, a little. It's to me, that's like it's a niche item. It's something that I'd like to have, but it's not something that's necessary, so I can't validate spending that much money, because they're not cheap. They're usually, $150 or so, and I can't validate, spending that kind of money on something that I'm going to use on one game, maybe two. I'd use one for Euro truck driver. 2, I've got that one too, and I actually might start doing some videos if you guys are interested. If you want to see some Euro truck driver also, I'll play some of that too, because I actually enjoy that game too. And that's got kind of the same similar feel in its way, is that you just drive around, pulling different loads, and you learn the weight ratios so that you're not taking corners too fast, and you drive in different real places in Europe. But the one I'm waiting for is the North American truck driver, which is coming by the same company, and it'll be out sometime this year, but they haven't really released a release date yet, so nobody knows when exactly. But let's get up beside this guy, and we'll just cruise with him while we're talking. But yeah, that looks like it's going to be a really nice game too. It's going to start out on the West Coast, California, Arizona, all of that. And then they're going to add to it over time, kind of like what they did with Euro Truck too. But we'll see. So I'm actually playing, like I said, with the gamepad. And it runs really well. I mean, it plays really well. The controls, you have to memorize some of them for the PC version because the buttons aren't up there, you know, to show you what you can do. So you got to like print out your keybinds or whatever helps you. But as to where with the Xbox version, it's always up there in the top left. Like how when I get the combine, you get that help box up there in the left. It's that's always there. Always there on the Xbox version. Even for this tractor, it would be up there to hold left bumper and then hit A, B, X, or Y, or right bumper to hit A, B, X, and Y and what they do. Like in the Xbox, I think right bumper, and then B is lights, Y is your little safety light. And in this, it's left bumper, and then up is the lights, the back lights, and then off. Right is something, down is the horn. I guess left ain't anything. I don't know how to turn on the little swirly light, whatever, caution light. I know you can, but it ain't turning on, so I don't know. I didn't print out the keybinds. I will for later. But we're gonna get. I'm gonna probably unload him one more time, and then we're gonna take this guy, and we're gonna buy a cutter. Now this is what you need to be doing at the very beginning of the game when you play. Alright, I went the wrong way, or I went past it. Mowers, there we go. We need to get one of these guys. So we'll buy that. Do we have enough? No. So what I can do is I can come around. See, right now I'm denying all the ones with the pallet fork. I'm looking for cutting jobs. So we're going to go get this guy. And then I'm going to take a load of soybean over to, I think it's usually the flour mill that pays the most for it. So I'm going to unload this guy and follow him to the end one time. We're going to do this one more time, and then I'll do the rest of it off camera, because you guys don't want to, I mean, this is, see how he's off now all the way. Dang Abbott. Is he empty? Yeah, he's empty. Alright, there, that'll let him go. Now I'm going to go dump this, pick up a load of soybean, I think. Or I mean canola. I don't know why I call it soybean. You're all probably wondering, what's soybean? Did they add something? No, I meant canola. Canola sells for the most. So right now it's selling at $12.48 the flour mill. And I only need about $4,000 plus expenses for my hired drivers. So I can take one load of it, which I think this trailer carries like 5,700. So that would be about $7,000 or $8,000, which is just what I need to get that front mower for that other tractor. All right, yeah, 5,700. So when I go up here to the flour mill, which is this way, we got to hang our first left and go down just over the little railroad track, and then off to the left will be the flour mill, which is north of us. But once we get there and we sell this, we'll have enough money to buy that front mower. So then we'll have the the rear mower, which is 2 blades, 2 cutters, and then we'll have the front cutter, and then we can set these missions every 2 minutes. And the best thing to do is to just sit around and just accept the cutting jobs, and then when you get enough money, buy another rear cutter and front cutter, which I think it's $28,000 for one and then like $8,000 for the other. So it runs out to be, you know, $36,000 to $40,000 for both of them to get 2 fully loaded cutters. And then watch a movie, you know, fool around, etc., while waiting for cutter missions. Every 2 minutes you'll get one. Right there we've got enough to buy it. We're good. But then just kind of chill out and sit around and do cutter missions. Put one of your cutters, if you're playing on this map, you put one of them at the vacant lot in town, and you put the other cutter at the ball field. And make sure that you don't park in the where you're going to be cutting. Oops. No, I need to go further. I got sidetracked. Make sure that you put one, you know, put them outside of the cutting area. That way, as soon as you accept the mission, it doesn't start the timer. I mean, the extra time isn't a whole lot of money, but it generally works out to be just about as much as the mission. So doing it fast with the double cutter setup basically can almost double your mission value. And it's not cheap. I kid you not. You can sit back and spend a few hours doing that, and you'll make as much money or more than you would have farming. It's ridiculous. It's a little too high in my opinion. You make a little bit too much money. The baseball field, they give you like 15K, 14 something, plus an additional like 8 or 9 if you do it fast with the double cutter. The vacant lot, they give you, I think it's like 8,000, and then like another 8 or 9,000, and then 8,000 bonus because you do it so fast. You figure that up, that's 17. That could be 17,000 money earned every 2 minutes. Most fields, if you sell them on when it's not high value, high demand, most of the fields will only net you, between 30 and 40,000 for selling and harvesting everything that you grow on a field. Now that's this field. That's the starter field. That's not every field. As you can see by the map, the starter field is not the biggest field. It's number 16 down there. Let's go to this one. There you can see my 2 tractors at it below my shop. It's actually one of the smaller fields. There's only 2 fields that are smaller that I can see on the entire map. And that's 5 and 6. Every other field's bigger. I think 20 even allocates to being more or close to it because of the length. But it might be a little bit smaller. My first field purchase will be 15. We'll do 16 here, and then we'll do 15 right across the road because it's still close enough to my dump off for my silos. And 15's a pretty big field. But from 16, the normal field that you start with, it's not much money. So you can make more money doing cutting, basically is what I'm getting at, than you can off the actual farming in Farming Simulator. Now if you grow canola, you'll make about 35 grand off this field. If you grow wheat and the others and you catch one of them at a higher than normal price, you can make a little bit more because you'll end up getting 50-something thousand. You'll get over 50,000 units with wheat and whatnot. But anyhow, we'll continue this conversation in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. And if you want to see anything different or anything changed, if you want me to fast forward through all the driving so that you don't have to watch it or anything like that, let me know. and we can custom tailor this episode series or whatever it's going to be to what the audience wants to see. All right, have a great day.